You do tell us more about this conference, who will be attending and facilitating this year's conference.
A very good day to you too, Alicia. What I can tell you is that, there's quite a number of delegates, international, as well as journalists and people from various media houses that have come through to attend, this year's conference. As you've already alluded, that it is the 20th one that they've had. It plays a huge role in the media industry and journalism, just as a clear factor, because this is where journalists, then meet and try and look at challenges and how they then tackle them. This year's theme, not only looks at, some of the challenges that we're facing already, but as well as the challenges that we might face, in the near future, dealing with technology as well as the internet. But, South African local government is also part of this conference, a very huge key role player that as well, in terms of, how journalists and the media then interact and incorporate what, government as a whole is doing and what communities are doing, and how do we then use the internet, to keep people, updated as well as informed and educated as we did in previous years with our traditional stations that we had in terms of radio and television. And now, we have this new sphere, a new playground, which is the internet. How do we then use that? How do we go online? I mean, as you've seen, even the SABC, we now have digital pages. We have, SABC on YouTube as well. So it's about media houses going into the digital platform, but educating ourselves in terms of how can we capitalize using those, as well as how do we empower our journalists and the communities by using the internet.
Everyone, let's expand on that point. I mean, internet and media has just become a huge player, as you've just mentioned, in terms of delivery of news in particular. Will social media then make a significant part of this conference, how even people behave on social media generally?
Definitely, Alicia. I mean, our colleague Nompelo Magwacha, who is part of our social media department, has attended one of the sessions, which is, emergence. It's called the emergence of the hashtag, and there they've been discussing the importance of, how hashtag actually trends nationally, not only in South Africa but throughout all the other countries, and how something in South Africa can then trend in a different country under the same hashtag, and people, can keep up in terms of social media and how important and how strong and powerful the hashtag actually has become. If you will remember, we had hashtag fees must fall, hashtag roads must fall, all the hashtags that trend, they trend internationally. So we're now in a platform where we're not only delivering to our own media spheres and our own communities that are then our clients or, our audience, but now our audience is the whole world at large, and that is through social media. So that's one of the things that they've already discussed, the importance of the hashtag. So definitely social media has played a huge role in this year's conference.
If you look, I mean, the big thorn when it comes to social media and digital media, of course, is there's been wide calls for it to be regulated. Can we look forward to such a debate during this time also?
I think, yes, that debate is open up for discussion, but at the same time, these are the platforms that they use in terms of once things become regulated, then people don't trust it, because the more honest people are on, social media, the better and raw the news are, and that's what people want to see, especially when on social media. But then again, there needs to be some kind of regulation in terms of breaking the law, in terms of, freedom of speech, and as well as offending other people, and, violating the rights of others using social media platforms. So these are the discussions that they have looking forward. Like I said, the internet is something that we definitely need to still look into and learn a lot about. But that's why we have conferences such as these, where journalists as well as different media houses and media regulators can come and educate people a bit further, and us as well, reporting back to you now in terms of what is exactly happening, looking further how, they are trying to find systems in terms of how they're going to regulate and keep people accountable using social media. So definitely that is the discussion that has been one that's already popped up.
Thank you so much for that update. If you reported live to us from Rhodes University.